So the iPad 11 is going to be that next big budget tier iPad that Apple's going to be dropping probably later this year. They typically drop one of these iPads every year or so, and I definitely do think in 2023 they are probably going to end up refreshing this iPad, at least I hope so. Now, with the iPad 10th generation, I thought this was a pretty good upgrade for the iPad lineup. Unfortunately, it really wasn't that massive of an upgrade besides like the newer body style. So I think with the iPad 11, Apple is pretty much going to go ahead and I think adjust a lot more things and probably fix a lot more things on these iPads rather than, I guess, like a brand new type of styling for these iPads, considering that these things look almost identically the same to the iPad Airs and even with the iPad Pro. Now, the big thing I think Apple's going to be doing here is probably giving us an upgraded chipset. So most of us probably know this by now, but almost all of the iPads in Apple's lineup pretty much have the M chipset inside. So they, have the new M2 iPad Pros. They have the M1 iPad Airs. They have the iPad Mini 6, which I guess still on the Apple 8 chipset. So there's still a lot of iPads out there that still have some sort of variation chip of the M series. I think the next iPad Mini is probably going to have an M chipset inside too. So here's the thing. I think Apple is probably going to do a thing where they're keeping the same chipset as the iPhone on their base iPads. So we got fairly close last year. So the iPad, 10th generation had that Apple A14 Bionic chip. I'm pretty sure that the next iPad, the iPad 11, is going to have the A15 chipset, which again is only going to be about a year old as of that point. And then I think so on and so forth, they're going to pretty much have the same chipset as the last year's iPhone. So this thing is probably going to come out around the same time as the next iPhone, the iPhone 15. The base iPhone 15 is probably going to have that A16 chip, and this iPad is probably going to have that A15 chip, which I think is going to be really cool. The rest of the body's probably going to be about the same. The power should be hopefully better, considering they've, done the A15 chip like 3 or 4 times now, so hopefully it's going to be a little bit better there. But I still think, and this is the sad thing, I kind of think, based on what I'm kind of thinking, the iPad 11th generation is probably still going to have Apple Pencil 1 support. So that is a very unfortunate thing, and I really do wish Apple were to go ahead and adjust this and fix this. It's not a fixing thing, it's not like a broken thing they've done, but it kind of is, because for us to go ahead and buy a dongle to connect an Apple Pencil to our iPad, it's so annoying and it is so unnecessary. If Apple could, I think they should go ahead and drop a new Apple Pencil, some sort of Apple Pencil 3 thing that supports some crazy thing, I don't know. And then the Apple Pencil 2 should go on the base iPads, and then that would make a lot more sense. This thing has all the right material to have some sort of wireless charging for an Apple Pencil. It has the flat sides, it has USB-C, so there's no reason to have an Apple Pencil 1 thing still for this iPad. So I think that is something Apple probably will end up doing for the next iPad, not the iPad 11, but the one after that, just because they're going to suck as much money possible from this type of, device. I think the camera is probably going to be about the same thing as well, but overall, I do think it's going to be a pretty decent upgrade. I don't think people who have an iPad 10 are going to go up to an iPad 11, but people who have an iPad 9 may end up switching up to an iPad 11. So that pretty much covers it up. If you have any other thoughts or questions, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.